My die!
Here we are, live, rolling.
Number 3.
That's it.
We're onto it.
What's going on there, Big Schmitto?
Oh, man, it's nice and early. It's in the morning, Wednesday morning, nice and early, just before work. We don't really have much other time anywhere else in the week, this week, days and whatnot. So we're like, fuck it, let's do it in the morning before we hit the day.
Definitely.
How you feeling, Shano?
Oh, it's 8:30. I was up pretty early. I'm not much of an early. I like my sleep-ins. But we're here now. I can't complain. We're into it. Yeah, I guess that's sort of what's going on. Busy week for both of us this week. So we're just trying to punch this one out nice and early on a Wednesday morning. Something a bit different, fresh, straight out of bed, into the podcast room. Here we are. Whoop, whoop, ladies and gentlemen, how are we all? I guess obviously too, we're going back on and on. We're bloody, I'm Sheamus Bourget.
Yeah, I'm Matt Smith.
Bit of an introduction there, we're slow as, but I mean, if you're here, you should know who the fuck we are anyway by now, I'd say.
I reckon so. And bear with us today if we're a little bit slow on a couple of things. We're just early. It's just early. We're tired. We're waking up. But today's podcast, I guess, just what we're going to run over is basically future and, now and future. Basically, where we're at, daily stuff,
what's
where
happening.
we're at with, what's happening in general in our personals, business, the moves we're going to make and want to make to achieve certain goals and whatnot. So just an overall, a little bit more about ourselves, but recent stuff, because we've obviously told our before story, how we met and what we've done up until this point, because that's what everyone just kind of wanted to know. So I guess we'll just elaborate a little bit more on what we're up to now and what we're doing, and then we've kind of cleared our deal up on the first 3 at least, and then we can start diving into a couple more juicy subjects and maybe people and guests and all that shit.
I reckon that's, definitely keen to sort of take this to that next level, start getting some guests on, start doing all that sort of thing. But as I said in the last one, obviously that comes with us getting our bearings a little bit better with each other so we can just flow of each other, and then, spending a little bit of money on some mixes and setting this up a little bit more full on than it already is. But, I guess we just sort of start off on what's going on today. What are we doing? What are you up to today, Schmitto?
So pretty much as we said, it's nice and early in the morning, and we're pretty flat out this week. So I'm working, doing my thing, finding a bit of a groove in my days now, with mechanicking pretty much on the daily, and falling into place pretty well in the workplace, I guess.
You're working with your old man?
So just a bit of a family business. Dad's always owned his own moto shops. Talk Motorcycles is this business at the moment. And I've kind of come back and kind of just trying to find my spot and what I've wanted to do for the rest of my time, I guess, when it comes to work. And it's dirt bikes, man. It's motorbikes. It's all that. And it's at my fingertips. Got a lot of good knowledge. A really good person to teach me. I.e. my dad, so I'd be silly not to do it. And the more I do it and immerse myself in it, the more I'm thriving around the area and just like at work, and just I'm loving it, realising I'm loving dealing with the people and coming in, just keeping my mind super, super, super busy, comparing anyway to what it has been like in the past few years. And it's just epic, man. I come home, and you probably see it when I come home from work. I thrive a bit.
You're buzzing.
I buzz, like I can feel like I just want to talk. Like Borgs is probably just sitting there like, shut the fuck up, man. I just want to sit here and cruise. I've been fucking working all day, whatever. And
been talking to myself in my own head all fucking day. I don't want to talk to
which that probably works pretty good, because you have been in your own head by yourself most days. So it's like, fuck yeah, I'm ready to talk as soon as we get home.
Bad. But even just like from an outside point of view, you clearly looks like you're settling in quite well.
Yeah, definitely are. It's actually sick, just because it's getting so busy there, and it's just making the opportunities way more for me, because obviously Dad had bits and pieces for me to do and whatnot, and now it's just gone pretty spastic busy. Like I just kind of have to pick these things up and just show and prove instantly that because I know I can do them, but I don't like to be that pushy person and just like, I can do this and just jump in. I do and can when I have to, but I like to still try and a little bit of proving, prove what I can do, what I've done and all that, because it's I've I've got to always remember I was never here, you know, in my years of growing up to show these people that what I've done and what I can do. Even if they are my parents, I've still got to do, you know, a little bit of...
Yeah, you haven't sort of proved your adulthood yet to many.
Yeah, pretty much. Not many have seen it, and I know I'm very capable and fine at it, and just I can head down, ass up when I need to in those situations. But yeah, it's just all of that stuff's crazy. Just recent stuff, you know. So just showing Dad that I'm into it and pushing, and more to the point, I'm loving it because I'm realizing oh shit, bit of a pressure cooker situation on a day. I'll just chuck myself onto that job, or I'll do that, or pick the phone, or book that job in, or whatever it is. Things I haven't really done and thought of doing, and I'm just picking them up easy. So it's making the job cruise, and it's making it fun because I'm doing all these new things, and it's just like, oh fuck, look man, you can actually do it. It's like,
and then you've obviously, and then that it leads to achieving these certain things, and you know, finishing that job off and being like, fuck, look what I can do, sort of. Yeah,
it's standing back and going, I've done that, or I've learnt that, so I can do that on anything now. Like I know how to do that. If someone says, can you do it? Yeah, I can, and I can fix it, whatever it is. It's just good. I like building knowledge in that sense, and having it there. And on the other side of it, and like another bright side to it all, I guess they're all bright side good points, is just I'm saving money, man.
Yeah.
I'm like doing probably, I'm doing the best I've done with the whole saving deal since I've fucking lived.
Do you think that's like because you're busy a lot of the time? Do you think that helps?
Definitely, that's busy.
Like you don't have time to spend your money,
to think about spending it or wanting to or whatever. Because I used to be got the money in the pocket, burning a hole, fucking spend it because it's there burning, and it's not doing anything else. It's sitting there, and I've always shot myself in the foot big time. But now I obviously living with Borgs. You know, he's pretty good in that sense. Like he can control his coin and just is like, no, I don't need to get that, or you know, fucking do it this way, or do it that way. And I've obviously been very open out of rehab to everything in life now, and it's just like I'm taking all of this on and learning so much in that sense. And man, I always thought it's such a hard fucking thing to do that and save money and keep it going. But once you start and you get a bit of a roll on, it's just like it's addictive to save the fucking shit.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
it's crazy because now it's like, how big can I get the pile?
Yeah, you're like okay, so if I saved $100 this week, that means I can save $100 next week, and that's $200. Like,
but I tell you,
and you just watch that number grow, man, and that's.
Definitely, and it's sick. I think it is. It's a very good feeling, and like obviously from how I've lived over the years and whatnot, I can live with next to nothing, but still get by and do a shit ton, you know. And
that's probably I think that's a massive.
It's a benefit now. It's huge benefit,
because
man.
Like people can't, you know, go without their shit.
Yeah, or just feeling good. I got to go and buy myself something for this week to make myself feel good. Like, fuck that. Save it, because you're realizing, like, at the end of it, like, that feels even better.
When you've got something huge that you really wanted, instead of just...
Yeah. Or, you know, just
in bullshit
things you've always wanted or thought you'd never be able to get for yourself or whatever. It's just like, that's way better of an achievement or feeling than just going, oh, yeah, I'm going to buy myself some new fucking lashes this week, or bloody go and buy some new shoes or shorts.
Fresh
shoe, And I guess like we've as dudes, we don't really do that. Like chicks are probably, you know, bit of culprits there. But
I think girls, you know, fall under.
But dudes can do
things
it.
Like hair cuts and just all that bullshit maintenance thing. That's like, man, you're spending so much money on practically nothing, just so you can get more of a look every now and then.
Yep.
It's not really going to benefit your life, but
no, make you feel good then and there, but it's not going to help in the days to come where it really matters, I guess. So yeah, they're all sick benefits, man. Like I've been loving it there, thriving, going to work. Obviously, like we just spoke, saving the coin, doing these things, and they're obviously things that many people do and have done for ages, but it's just now good to do it in this situation, I guess, with dad, family. Mum's always around, my sister's in the business helping too. Like, it's just sick. Like, it's good to flow around that and, yeah, just reap the benefits from it all. Like, for myself, you know, work hard and reap the benefits and take them on and realise, you know, I've done this for myself and fucking that's sick, because I guess I haven't really done it before, like, in that sense. Like, I have working and writing and making money, like, that ways, but everyone kind of just feels good to be, I guess, semi-normalised as such in that with just on a conversation level.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of hard when people are there talking all these different combos and that when, and all you want to do is get involved, and all you've got to talk about is how you used to ride your bikes and make money doing that, and no one really gives a fuck, to be honest.
And understands it
nowadays.
Like, I guess there's some sort of, you can have some sort of pretty, like a business conversation with most people that run a business, but like you would be hard to join that conversation as a professional freestyle motocrosser. Unless you dug super deep into some hardcore business side of being a freestyle motocrosser, you just can't have those.
No.
So this time of the year, are you getting tax or are you doing all these
all things,
very
all you
businessy?
do, we make money when you ride a bike, but it's literally you ride, you get paid, and that's it.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about anything else. It's pretty much cash all the time, or, if it is transfer, it doesn't really matter.
It's different talk. You're out there going, this promoter fucking didn't pay me or did pay me or is fucking offering me this, and that's the talks you have with those sorts of people. When it becomes business, it's like, how are you getting your work? How are we doing this? What's your best thing? Do you know these cunts? Do you know this?
And it's really hard
How's it when this happens? And then you just get on like topics that it's like, that happened to me the other week. I had this customer that fucking said all this and then did all that, and then he came around and did all this. It's like, wow, fuck,
Yeah, and when they're the people, like you said, you should be conversating with the promoters, like for a rider to conversate on those things. But man, promoters just look at you another number, like as another number. That they don't want to talk to you about anything involved or in depth. So that's kind of
give a fuck. Fuck.
No, it's hard to talk to someone that doesn't want to talk to you about certain things. So all that stuff's good, man. It's killer. I'm loving it, thriving.
It's a go.
All that shit. So basically, yourself. What have you been up to on the daily? What are you doing on the daily today? What's your day got in store?
Well, I bloody woke up, started a podcast. That was different.
Yeah,
it's always a good, different, random start to the day, which is a little bit how you going. But just a few jobs and stuff, print jobs. That's sort of what's going on today. Just sort of sorting out. I got a few jobs lined up for the rest of the week and shit like that. So I got to print one off for the rest of the day and then sort out another couple for the next few days.
Yep. So is that like, obviously you've got your workplace outside of home and then you come back and do your officey work here or back at home?
Yeah. So like the way I'm set up is like, it's like I got me print set up at my parents' joint in my old man's shed. Mostly office stuff and this studio, if you will, we're all like at where we live. So we live here and then I got to go to my parents to print everything in the shed.
Which is only kind of 5 minutes away.
Yeah, 7 I think to be exact.
Well, there you go, eh? Holy shit.
I think it's something like that.
He's done that before.
Yeah, I used to fucking ride the cunt on a pusher. It used to take me 45 minutes. Check out the vlog. It's on YouTube if you haven't sussed it. Fucking life through a lens. There you go. Self-promotion. Whoop, whoop.
Nice one.
But, working, printing T-shirts for, I think I've been trying to push a little bit. Well, not push it because I haven't really chased anything. I just been jumping on it a little bit more, trying to get in front with the whole, like, screen printing side, printing for other businesses. So, like, that's sort of moving in the background. And then, like, MDP's pretty fucking hot at the moment. I've been flat chat, sort of just trying to keep up with, like, just weekly fucking orders, man.
I was going to say, I do, you said last night that orders are pumping through and a couple of people here, there, and there's heaps of people on the daily, really.
It's so sick how, like, it's literally, and you just, like, I'll be just checking my phone and, boom, fuck, some cunts fucking put in an order and, like, random orders. You got one T-shirt here, then you got someone that's fucking spending, like, getting a whole fucking wardrobe. But, and that's sort of.
So you're busy?
Yeah, I fucking can't really. Flat out. And then obviously with everything else going on with like this podcast, trying to slip that in, trying to, look for future sort of things as we've been talking. Looking to sort of maybe go out into a factory or maybe not that. Maybe wait for that for a little bit, move out of the house and sort of get a little bit more space in a house for us. As well as sort of trying to grow the business and
workspace
sort of
too. It's very hard to pinpoint that, as we're realising to sort that out.
With space
And just places and what's going to be the best option for us to begin with. Like, yes, we'd fucking love to have all the options, a big house, a big factory and a shed and a fucking bit of land, but that's a little bit unrealistic at this point. So, yeah.
It's definitely it can be a bit of a bloody clusterfuck, if you will, of just like, not, at the classic crossroads. It's like, do you go down a factory and then that's where all your space is, and maybe this house would be fine if we had a factory.
Yeah.
Well, we could have enough fucking space to be able to get done what we've done. Or is it the sort of thing that's like, fuck a factory, we might as well just get a big house on land and fucking ride dirt bikes and do whatever the fuck we want in the big shed. Yeah, exactly. It is a very...
Like, and to have all those ideas, it's like, oh yeah, that one would be sick, but then to go further on the idea than like just to say it's sick and try and get it or something, they're proving in different ways to be harder or in one way than easier in another, and it's just like, which option do we take here? Because each has got, their bits and pieces that make them shitty and good, and
they've all got their pros and cons.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think it is just sort of just floating around with it, not being overly precautious about it, but still keeping an eye out and, doing what we're doing now, putting it out there. If anyone has some sort of fucking decent property they want to rent to us, give us a fucking call, right? But
fully private.
Private would probably be way better because we don't really suit real estate people. But anyway,
well, we do. It's just they don't like giving us the
benefit of the doubt.
Benefit to take in our information. I swear they just look at our papers and don't even. They just throw them straight in the fucking bin.
Yeah, they look at us. But that's anyway.
Yeah, that's, I guess.
We'll get there, and that's sort of what's been going on in my head lately. Obviously, same time, going back to sort of trying to punch some shit with MDP, trying to focus on getting a few kids' designs out and stuff with this whole the colouring in competition that's been like superly overwhelmingly fucking awesome.
Yeah, it has. It has. On all levels. The parents, the kids, the colourings, the letters,
that whole thing's almost changed my sort of way of even, we haven't really doing many videos at all apart from podcast videos. One was still on lockdown. There's fucking what the fuck's going on. Two, been super fucking busy just working in general. So
our personal individual lives, on the outside, that we're just getting that pumping so we can flow with the upcoming next bunch of videos and content, all that we're got planning on, like doing and got planned in our heads. We're just setting our personal, I guess, lives up as such to make that flow even flowier. Yeah,
but I sort of lost my train of thought, but then I remembered it going back on. Yeah, well, after the whole colouring in thing, I've sort of, I don't know, I'm even almost, I could almost say like I've had like a bit of a flip on being like, apart from like, these podcasts that are just raw, straight for adults most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, I almost want to sort of start focusing some content on a little bit more for the kids. Like, I'd like to find, like, I don't want to go, like, tacky that adults can't watch my shit because it's lame. Mm-hmm. Like, or at least maybe go that route, but in another corner and just, like,
that's
this is kids
the
stuff
channel.
And that's all. Yeah, exactly. But, I don't know, just try and, obviously, tone down all the classic swearing and just a little bit more of like, I don't know, try and just be that sort of influence.
Influence we can be because we know they thrive. And, most love it.
Yeah, and like I just sort of go back to when we were kids and what we frothed on, and like we've got such a fucking awesome opportunity to like be those people, but like more in today's age. Like, we have all these things like subscription services and fucking the internet, and we can have cartoons and send it to you and you get it, and then we can fucking send you a fucking free t-shirt. Like these
with
are all
ease too.
Yeah, like these are all little things. It's like, why would I not take advantage of this situation and like, like be that little bit of a different figure for these kids. Like we all need that little bit of an inspiration that our parents might not bring to us.
Yeah.
So like if I can be a little bit of that, then like that's where the whole
For sure.
the art behind my film sort of takes it over. It's like that's why I do it. At the end of the day, I sort of did it to make my friends happy for a well, not my friend, but just people my age. This is fuck yeah, that's rad. Where now I'm like, fuck, I want kids.
It's almost like
this is so cool.
From the colouring like compared to the hype you'd get from doing those cool things for your friends and the people that are your age and whatnot. Now you've kind of put something out there for the younger generation, and the froth you got from them and we got from them was so much better. It's so much more.
Put Summonats is a huge time, huge. You get huge recognition, huge. Feedback from it, and it's fucking awesome. Like it's humbling as fuck. But they're like old mate fucking Joey, who's 45, that's been going to Summonats for 30 years. Who's got his car, who goes, man, I've fucking been going to Summonats for 30 years. That's the best fucking video I've ever seen. You cunts are rad as fuck. Like, that's huge, but that will never compete to like a letter from a 9-year-old kid going, I love what you do, and
keep doing what you do because it makes me happy.
Oh man,
it's like, oh well, if that's that, well that's that then, isn't it? That's all I got to do.
Yeah, like, so yeah, that's sort of my, and I think like I'm probably almost struggling a little bit with it because it is like, fuck. One, I like, we were on that little bit of a consistency bandwagon with the videos, and now I'm like, oh, how do I change this a little bit, but not sort of, and so that's been a little bit of a head fuck for me, but I still think I'm probably just overstressing, and the fact that we don't really have much to do and being so busy at the moment is why I'm overthinking it. I think once we get the ball rolling on something, I can direct that thing we're doing in a let's remember kids are watching. Let's do it like that, or not do it like that, or be like, that'd be pretty funny because they'll get that. We can do that, and it might be a little bit fucking random for us to do, but at least it's sort of like, nah, that's cool. Like, they'll froth that shit. But, yeah, other than that, that's sort of what's been going on in my life, I guess.
Yeah,
probably heaps more. This podcast thing's been fucking huge.
We both kind of touched on personal and the business side on both sides of what we're doing and whatnot. So I guess just following up on that, just to clear things up, I guess. Little bit more on future for the whole deal, I guess, for our deal. The future on what we're like, just touching on what we were just talking, the videos on what's to come and where we're going to go with it and how we're going to push. And I think, it's just, we've kind of got to sort out not what we're doing, because we know very well what we're doing, but we've just got to let that simmer down a bit in our persos, because we've got so much going on at the moment. Like, for fuck's sake, we're filming a podcast at 8 o'clock in the morning because we're just too busy to do it at any other time. Like, so there's that much going on. Like, we can't really just jump out and fucking film at ease at the moment because we're just trying to get on top. And I think we just want people to know that, because we haven't dropped off and we haven't just like forgotten about it all. Like, we're really trying to push to make it even bigger and more of a bang for you, I guess, once we do crack back into it, because and this time of the year is always a bit of a fucking time where you're going, oh yeah, let's do this, let's do that, and you wake up and the weather's fucking terrible, so it's just you always get shot down. So this is probably the best time for us to head down, ass up it, and try and thrive and make this a bigger and better thing than what it already is.
And I think that's, I guess, like in the bigger picture, that's sort of what I'm doing in my head at the moment. It's sort of been like I took this whole lockdown thing as a little bit of an advantage at the start to be like, I've been fucking going super hard for a while now. I just need a fucking break. So I did. I just did a lot of nothing, a lot of thinking, a lot of relaxing, a lot of fucking chilling.
And changing in your mind. That took a lot of time.
Fuck yeah, like 100%. And now I'm sort of at that point where like I am ready to go. I'm ready to sort of head down, ass up. And it is, we're coming into winter. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love to fucking have a fucking snow season this year. But at the same time, it's like, look, fuck it. If we fucking head down, ass up, and just fucking not do anything for the next 6 to 8 months or whatever, we can come out fucking at the start of next summer just like red hot, ready to go with whatever we plan on doing, you know what I mean? But I mean, I also find that super fucking hard. Like, going back to what I was saying, like in the last one, like, I do whatever the fuck I want when I want. So if someone says, hey, do you want to go do this? I go, fucking oath I do.
Yeah, definitely. But that's the beauty. You can pick and choose. You can go yes or no.
Yeah, and I think I'm just in that position at the moment where I can just literally almost let go of most. Just like, man, you could be doing something pretty cool, and like, I don't care at the moment because I've got these other sort of focuses, if that makes sense. Like, you can go over there and do that, but I need to sit over here and work about this for now, you know?
Yep.
And I think that'll sort of be a little bit of a mind state for a while.
Yep.
I think, you know, apart from things like this, you know, keeping like the podcast rolling because it's not hugely time consuming. I still get a little bit of a video fix when I go in there and fucking have to chop it up a little bit, and it is a little bit different too. It's a little bit more of a professional sort of way of chopping things. I've got to sit through it all and cut, you know, and make it feel like when you're watching it, should it be watching him or me, or cut, whatever you want to do.
And I guess, like, you know, we're talking on making things thrive and changing things for the better and whatnot, and you immerse yourself so much, and like, fuck, before the ISO shit come about and all the corona stuff, like, we were fucking inundated with our own shit in videos, between filming them, editing, like chopping, editing, and then uploading and putting them out there. It was a consistent thing, whether you were doing it majority of the time or I was on when you weren't on the computer doing it. We were just vice versa, and it was back and forth. So point I'm trying to make is, like, I know myself with writing, like, if I stopped for a good chunk and got back to it, fuck, I'd be so much better. I'd be on the ball because I'd be wanting to get back to it. And it's like, it's not monotonous. It's not just the same thing. Oh yeah, did this fucking yesterday, and you know what you got to do or not. It's good to have these breaks from things because people will see how much we come back and go fucking bang, and the difference it'll be better for everyone, basically.
Yep.
And that's kind of, I think we're just putting a little bit of fuel in the reserve tank at the moment, just building that back up, because fuck, we dumped that real empty there for a bit. Like,
definitely.
We rode that motherfucker to the end.
Yeah. Fucking oath.
So yeah, I guess I guess that's touched on the goals and the future stuff.
On. Yeah.
Bit of a question for you on the MDP side, I guess. Like, new shit.
Yeah, as I guess
I've seen you doing a couple of things on the computer. That's all.
And I've and like, obviously sort of talking about, like, I want to sort of drop a bunch of kids stuff. I want to get a little bit of just like a semi-small kids range that's, I wouldn't sit there and say kids range, just a couple of hoodies and a couple of t-shirts that can sort of, you know, match mum or dad or whatever.
Yep. And that's kind of like you were talking before, we were saying that's just carried on from the colouring, the kids, the influence of all that.
I mean, for a long time.
And you've also wanted to.
For a few years now, I've just been, you know, friends have been busting me balls to be like, you got fucking kid stuff, do more kid stuff, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, like, we're both at the age where, like, you know, most people we know have kids, and they'd rather spend their money on their kids than themselves.
Yeah.
So, you know, and, you know, if we can get them both rigged up and have a little tribe of MDP warriors, like, that's sick to me. So, yeah, I'm sort of just got a little bit of, like, I ordered a bunch of shit so I can just do a bunch of test prints and stuff on them, hopefully within the next week or so. Got a few little, like, a bit of a fucking OG sort of college jacket thing in a bit of a mix that I do need to have a little bit of a play with. I'm not sure how we're going to fucking pull that one off yet, but hopefully if we can, it'll be pretty boss, pretty rare too, I think. You know, I don't think there's going to be a fucking shit ton of them. I think I'm only going to do like a pretty small run, get them out there. And
for sure, like the designing that I've seen you doing, like, I won't go into that at all, but like, just seeing you floating on the computer, like, man, personally, it's fucking sick, and I think they'll crack along. They're unique, they're different. It's something you kind of really haven't done before, and it's a little bit of a, I don't know, little treat, I guess, from the MDP side, and just what you've been putting out, because it is so different. And
I think it's always been like, I know I've always had, from like day dot starting this shit, there's always been that weird list of things that I want my brand to have. sort of, you know, like Balaclava's been one last year. And,
Yep.
you know, like I've sort of hit that point where last year, right before winter, I could sort of justify it, went out of my way, did it. And they're those just little things that I'm like, I don't even care if I don't sell any.
Yep.
I wanted them.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
mate, it just doesn't. And, you know, like these jackets are sort of the same thing, you know, like I've always wanted to do a jacket sort of like this. So, like, yeah, once just being, I guess, in the position to be able to pull it off now is like the coolest part, to be like, I can afford to do this and
Yep.
like lose or not lose, sort of. Like, you know, I can afford to do this and still come out on top.
Yep.
And whether it be, I mean, in a certain way, like I do things smart. I don't, you know, like I could somehow get it done somewhere and order fucking 1,000 of these jackets and it would be expensive. But, you know, like the way I do things, like I sort of print to order. I think with these I might do a small batch at the start.
Yep.
But, yeah, I think just the way I sort of attack things too is a way smoother way than just sort of jumping in and being like, yeah, let's order fucking 50 t-shirts and see how they go. Well, that's always going to fuck you over real quick.
Yeah, definitely.
If you haven't even swam in the water to see if anyone wants to wear the shit yet.
Yep.
But
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, a little bit of new shit coming on. Keep your bloody eyes out.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled and your wallet's full for that time of the year.
That's it. If not, doesn't stop you from going on there and getting a little t-shirt now, though. Jump on Patreon while we're at it. A little bit of a shameless plug. Get on the Patreon and support Freedom Seeker that shit up. Get on there, $50 US, and you get a fucking t-shirt every month. How good?
Not bad at all. That's a deal if I've ever fucking heard one.
Damn straight.
Yeah, righto. Well, I guess that's pretty good on all those sides. Little bit of again, back to the perso side of things, I guess, for the two of us, but music and movies.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a question on that thing, isn't it? Buddy,
Well, basically, I guess it's just following, because it's, following on from what we've just been talking, and like the motivation side of things, like music and I guess music and movies for the both of us. Music for me personally, I know you use the movie side of things as well as music, for a bit of a push and whatnot. But yeah, music is a big influence and drive.
Because it's like a double question, isn't it? It's sort of like what music are we into, and how does it influence us?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, how does the music and movies influence us? And also it carries on again to the next one, like what drives us, like the people that and that surround from the music and shit. So yeah, I guess it's a little bit hard to just follow on what we're talking about with this one, but music's a huge part of my deal life, to help me through shitty times and whatnot. And I guess it's a big driving part for everything I've done in the past. Like it's helped through fucking a shit ton of times, bad times and whatnot. And if I didn't have it, I don't reckon I could say that I would have gotten out of things, or things would have come as easy as they have or have happened, I guess, because fucking music, I've spent a lot of time with myself, and if I didn't have music in those times that I was in my own head and by myself, I reckon, who knows what could have happened, because it's such a fucking escape for me. And I guess it's real hard to explain, but that's all it is. It's such a good escape. And I guess we're talking about this because people have asked, with all the questions we've hit over the last 3 podcasts, like what is the best advice you can give someone if someone's asking, how do you push through and do your things? And it's basically music. That's why we're talking.
Did I pull it out? No, we're still rolling.
No, we're still rolling, but look. Yo.
Yeah, that'd be right.
So
lost contact. But anyway, we'll go on to what sort of music are you into, Schmidt?
Fuck, man. I'm into a heap of different music.
You have quite a vast
variety, range of music. I love me. I guess from a young age, you know, I was getting the likes of Dre 2001 album and that, like asking mum if she can go into Sanity and take her in there. Mum, it's the one with the marijuana leaf on the front. You know, like I remember that was a legit thing that happened. Yeah, so like there's been like the rap side of things, I guess. And then American side rap things when I was young, and then it turned into a little bit of grungy metal, fucking grin spoony times, you know, early teenagers. And then after that, 13, 14, it was just on from Suburban Noise Records at that time. Cottonmouth Kings was big back then, age 13s and whatnot. And then getting a bit older, I started diving into Head PE, and till this day, Head PE is my number one band. I fucking love them, and they are just God's gift to this fucking earth and my ears, basically.
I won't argue much.
Yeah, and anyone does argue, I'll fucking sit there till I'm blue in the face and tell you otherwise.
You just go and listen to some Head PE, motherfuckers. It'll learn you real quick.
It'll learn you a heap. Yeah, so Head PE, but, you know, also I've got a little bit of a list here, but...
Because and going back to what you were saying too, like, you use music hugely to escape.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Like, do you think almost even more than you even realise?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, you can't even, like, for example, you know, like, it's hard for you to sit in silence.
Yeah, because it's
to
never
put music
silent
on.
for me.
Yeah, like, you have to put music on. You have to drown those.
Yeah,
those.
It's
sounds.
easier for me to have the music going because I enjoy that, rather than going, I'm just going to sit here quietly on the couch for an hour and just think about some things. It's never quiet. My head's that fucking racy inside. It's just, I'd rather turn something on that's loud and listen to that.
But is that because you don't want to listen to the shit that's going on in your head?
Nah,
like,
I've just listened to it for fucking 33 years and I'm sick of it.
Yeah,
to a point.
There's a fine sort of line with that, you know. Like, I don't know. But it is because, like, I see you struggle hard to sit in silence. Like, that's a huge struggle.
Yeah, it depends. It depends where I am. In a car, I can sit in silence for fucking hours. If I'm driving on a road trip, and it was to slip into that, and it was, you know, the music was to come off because of a phone call, and it just didn't get turned back on.
You just realise, like, an hour later, we've
been sitting here for a fucking hour, and it's like I surprise myself sometimes with that. And especially sitting next to the likes of yourself. Like, we just fucking blah, 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 blah most times. And then we can be in the car where we fucking is a good time to be talking heaps. And we'll sit there for fucking 2 hours, dead silent.
Right.
So it depends. Like, I do like me silent time. And don't get me wrong. I think every human loves a bit of silence in their life. But, yeah.
Well, there'd be a lot that fucking don't, man.
Oh,
there'd be a lot
sure.
that literally cannot physically sit with the silence of their own thoughts.
Definitely. But, you know, I guess even with music on, it's hard to escape them if they're big enough in your head. You know, it doesn't really matter as such. If they're a big enough problem, they're always going to be a fucking problem no matter what you got going on.
Yeah. Or
in your ears as such. Music is a sick one for me. I fucking love music. And it kind of come on for myself, like, very, like, I've even surprised myself on how much I didn't, like you said before, I've done it unknowingly, and I've done it from a young age unknowingly and listened to it in depth, and just the music side, and then the lyrics side, and then the instrumental side. Like, I fucking love all different points. Like, I can sit there and listen to albums with no singing. I can just listen to the music. Or I really, really appreciate someone with a fucking good voice, dude or chick. Like, love it. It's fucking awesome. And now that I'm older, I can realize, oh shit, I've always appreciated this shit and love it. So yeah, music is a massive part. And, you know, even in my dark times with the rehab and the pills and the drugs and all that I've spoken about, like, it was fucking massive then. It had big time influences, and whether it was right at the time or whatnot, it was influencing, and it was fucking huge. It was one of the biggest because at times I didn't have people. Yeah. And they were my people. Yeah. Music in my ears, basically.
Yeah, and I think that's, like, the biggest thing with music. It sort of can be that voice you need to hear that's probably not going to be in your circle at the moment, because your circle is the reason you need to hear these things.
Let you go as such, or whatever.
In a weird little thing. It's like, music, you need that stranger to sort of tell you something
whether
sometimes.
He's singing it to you, yelling it to you, rapping it to you, like you can sit there and go, oh,
I
he's done that. I can do it. Or see, it's not so bad in my life. Like other people deal with it. Whatever. Like there's so many different things in music, and I just think that's fucking great. That's sick. Love it. And I know you're a big fan of the music too.
Yeah, I'm sort of same deal. Fucking. Yeah, like, fuck, I mean, if I took it back, like, man, I started on Michael Jackson before I knew anything, you know, like, when I was just a young kid and I heard music on the radio, I was like, fucking Michael Jackson, man, and just, I think a lot of things, too, like, he had some mad, like, his film clips, his art was always, like, mind-blowing to me, so, like, that's why I stuck with, like, him at an early age, then got into shit like, you know, Rob Zombie, Korn, you know, crusty demons sort of music. And, like, it's funny, man, like you even said about Dre 2001. I still remember, man, and I'll fucking regret it till the day I die on just how retarded and ignorant I was on it. I remember Kapiras coming home from market one day and being like, check this fucking album out, man. It's Dre 2001. It's fucking got all these rappers and stuff on it. And I was like, fuck this shit, bro. He was like, nah, suss it, man. Me cousins think it's the best, bro, you know? And I'm like, fucking right, I fucking give her a spin, right? So we bloody put the CD in the CD player for all you OGs out there, right? Crank this shit. And I remember being like, man, this shit just fucking rubs me the wrong way. I don't give a fuck about this bloody white rapping motherfucker. And like, it's like, here I am just trash talking Eminem like an ignorant little fuckhead. I've got no idea what I'm really listening to. You know what I mean? It's like 3 days, like, fuck, 30 years later here, 15 years later here, like, I'd be the first one to say that is probably one of the greatest albums ever made.
Fuck yeah.
But, you know, just being an ignorant little kid that was like, I only listen to Disturbed and Rob Zombie and Korn. I don't fucking listen to no gangster rap. Like,
isn't that crazy? Because you were very like, fuck yeah, Korn, Rob Zombie. But like I said, I was already into that rap side back then. Like,
well, even in those days, like we were saying, like, you were listening to Nas and shit in like early days, man. And it was sort of like, fuck, like, what's this sort of shit? And
I guess I've got a big array of a list of names, and it's just I'm not going to start going through them because we could sit here for hours and go through all our shit. But I just want to touch on like Supertramp is one big part too. Yeah. The band, I fucking love Supertramp. Most people may not know who they are or where they come from, but they're an old school band. 80s, I think 70s maybe. Dad used to listen to them heaps, and I listened to them with him when I was young, and they've just carried through it till this day, and they've been a huge part. So there's the grunge, there's the rap, and then there's like old school
psychedelic music. Funk, dog.
Yeah, like it's fucking sick. Like, and that's where I know I love music because I still listen to the band I was listening to in Dad's car when I was fucking 6 years old, 8, 10 years old, and I still froth them now. So yeah, for sure. So. Yeah, I guess fucking you were a little bit more of the metal grungy side in earlier days, and then
I did a full flip.
Then you did a flip, and then I kind
of did my own raps for fuck's sake.
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah. Like, and then I kind of was on with the head PE thing. Went to I love me metal. I always have the Disturbed, Korns growing up, Slipknots, fucking System of a Down, all that.
Yep.
But now it's kind of underground. I really thrive on and love the underground movement in music, but still on the rip hop hardcore rap, I guess. So it's a bit rock rap, hardcore thrash, whatever. But it's just crazy the flip. Like you think you like that, you know? I'm rapping when I was a kid, like And
I guess that's obviously that's sort of and you fall into the same category, being very metal as fuck and rappy as fuck orientated. That's why like we both just fit into something like Head PE so well, because that's a perfect blend of both. Motherfucker screams his face off at you, makes you want to jump in a mosh pit, but then the next thing you know he's fucking rapping some shit that makes you want to just bounce like you're at
singing
fucking,
reggae.
Yeah, and then to that extent
sounding like Bob Marley. Like what the fuck?
Like
that's
the
sick.
fact that he can do so many different things, I think that's why we sort of levitate towards that.
Yeah,
sort
and just
of shit, but.
Just the weird instrumentals and stuff. Like it's all fucking dope. Like that's the music side of things. I guess I can't really talk much on movies, but I guess you can touch on it because you're all about them. And
like I've got me fucking frothers. Like, do you have a favourite movie?
Yeah, I think, yeah, but I don't know, really. Like, I just love me Statham shit.
He's like your mum. He's like everyone's mum. Jason Statham is fucking great. Schmitto fucking juices over that cunt more than anyone's mum's.
Couldn't give a fuck what you
Statham.
think. At least I know who I like.
He does go alright though. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you are a bit of just a basic movie cunt, aren't you?
Yeah, I think with my brain and whatnot, I just find it really hard to follow a story unless, someone says to me, I can't just watch any and every movie and douse myself in it and be like, just immersed to the screen where like you can.
Yeah.
It's like, if someone's like, man, this movie's sick and it's got this in it and it does, this happens and that, and it's like a little bit of a rundown, it's like, I'm into that.
Yeah.
I'll fucking go, boom, lock on. But if it's like, I'm trying to find this out for myself, like it's so hard for me to just that's it. That's all that's going on for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, true. Yeah, no, I get pretty, I don't know, it was weird. Like, for a long time, like, as a kid, frothed them, watched movies fucking on repeat, flat out for ages. Then I sort of hit, like, young, teenage, getting on late teens. And I guess because I was filming all the time and sort of, making my own movies, I never watched movies. And I always had, like, a weird... Even I had a weird, like exes and shit. He'd be like, let's watch a movie. And
Yep.
I'd be like, I don't gonna have time to watch a motherfucking movie.
With you.
Well, yeah. like, firstly, what a fuckhead. But like,
Who, her or you?
No, me, right? But like, yeah, like, it was just in my head. I was like, I don't have 2 hours to waste. Like, when I probably wasted it doing something else anyway. But just that whole, like, I just can't. I think, too, like, probably a little bit of, like, the whole, like, I don't know. I don't have ADD, but I've got something quite similar that was just like, I'm not sitting down and, fuck this, it's daylight outside. Woo! Let's go run around like a fucking idiot.
Fully.
So, like, I never really was into movies sort of at the start. And then I hit, like, I think it was like probably like 25 or something like that. When I sort of started the first vlog, I just had like this huge, I've got to keep, like, because in that section, like, I'd missed a lot. And I was like, man, like, what sort of dude with a camera can't answer simple questions about these simple movies you should have seen? Like, if you consider yourself anyone with a camera, you should have seen these movies. And then, like, older movies too that I'd never seen, that I was like, man, I need to get my motherfucking movie library up and know what's fucking good. And, like, that probably was like 5 years ago or something. And then there was a good stage there where I literally, like, that's how that collection started, man. I was going to op shops and I was just buying movies that I'd heard about, seen, watched before, couldn't remember, liked, didn't like, whatever, that was just like, people talk about that, I'm going to grab it. So, like, ended up just starting a collection and just, like, getting new movies and watching them that night and slowly getting a little bit of and that got me, like, way back into it hard. Like, I'm like, now I'm sort of, I still get a little bit like, fuck, sit down for 2 hours to watch a movie, fucking maybe, but if there's certain things that I do want to watch, I'm like, man, I will, like, fuck off. Next 2 hours, I'm watching this, and I am fucking locked in. And
yeah, I can vouch for the locked in part.
Yeah,
like,
like,
Bogs.
Don't even bother trying to talk. And, like, yeah, if you talk to me too much, I'm going to turn around and tell you to shut the fuck up and get out because I'm watching a motherfucking movie.
Yeah, it's like, what's happened here, Bogs? Hey, you're not fucking watching the movie. What do you mean, what's happening? Watch it and figure out. You don't know because you're asking me fucking questions, mate.
I have to pause it and be like, well, in what context? Who's filming what angles? What lights are they using? Because, like, I sit there and, like, even like we were saying last night, like, I watch a movie and, like, not only am I constantly like, righto, story, I'm like, wow, how's that shot? Fuck, look at the lighting in that. Wow, that acting was really good or really bad or vice versa. Or bang, hold on, wait, story, what's going on again? Wow, that looked awesome. That looked cool. That was wild. Bang, story. Like, my head is just an absolute fucking rush watching movies. And, like, I think about it, it's like I probably unknowingly know, but, like, I'm buzzing.
Yep.
Oh, I don't even realise. Like, I just buzz because my mind's
are,
just fucking...
You even said last night, like, when the movie finishes, you're just fucking racing in your head after it because it's just like, that was sick, or like, that was done cool, or and it just makes you thrive and want to go out and do it because that's what you do.
Yeah, I'm like, well, how do I do my own version of that?
Yeah.
How do I fucking make that shit happen?
And I guess that's why we're talking about the movies and music, because it's the push that makes us do what we do on the outside of, you know.
And I mean, movies in general have literally been the push for this, for everything I do. Like, my end game is to fucking have some sort of Hollywood picture without it being Hollywood, because I'm not really, I don't care, to be honest. I'm at that point I don't care. I just do it with Hollywood just because I can say I've done it. But like, that's not, I'd just like to do something like my own motion picture, proper 2-hour long fucking movie that people go, that was fucking grouse. You know, like that's my, so yeah, movies are always sort of been
a big influence,
massive,
push,
like,
all that.
You know, yeah, like, and probably, you know, sort of weird shit too. I've probably got like a different sort of like list of like movies that, you know, like some of the movies that are like my favourite movies, cunts probably don't even know of.
Yeah.
You know, like that, like Running Scared is like hands down one of my most favourite movies, and it's like no one's even heard of it. Fucking Paul Walker, and it literally, if you can go out and watch fucking Running Scared with Paul Walker in it, I guarantee you will not be disappointed. Like Crash, another one, huge movie, and it's not even full on. It's literally very straightforward. Crash, man, I shit you not, that movie motherfucker makes me cry every time I watch that fucking movie.
Yeah.
It is deep as fuck, and it's so right, and like, well, it's so wrong, it's right. That's why that movie's so fucking brilliant, because it is just like, it just shows how wrong everything is, and it proves how right the context of the movie is. Like, but, you know, yeah, like, it's sort of weird. Like, obviously you go to things like your bloody Mad Maxes and all that, like, the big fan, you know, fucking don't mind all, you know, new school, bit of, like, John Wick and shit. I like how they're sort of bringing that new school of cinema into action. Like, I fucking really do appreciate that sort of new cinema sort of feel, you know, even like, what's that? I fucking always forget the fucking name of it, man, but that fucking, it's not Gentleman, it's fucking something. Well, me and my mum were talking about the other day, and I could not remember it for the life of me. Kingsman. That's what it is. Yeah, like, I'm a big fan of like fight scenes and shit in that, and, you know, like fight scenes in John Wick and
yeah, definitely.
Fucking
Kill
love
Bill,
it,
man.
Yeah, but see,
Bill
Kill Bill's very
scenes.
100%, but that's still very I don't know, and that's still very Tarantino.
He's got his own style.
Well, he does and he doesn't. His style is everyone else's, and that's how he owns his style. Which
he pulls it off the best.
100%. But yeah, I don't know. There's this new sort of style of like motion filming fights. So it's like movements, and you can. That shit gets me like fucking juicing hard, and, you know, like. Yeah, all that. But then at the same time, you know, you got all this new school shit that's half of it's all fucking bloody CGI and shit these days, and all you need is, you know, like, fuck, like, bro, that fucking behind the scenes of Bad Boys we're watching, like, when they were on that little cart thing, and, like, all they needed was to drive down the street, a car there that catches fire, or maybe one car goes past. Everything else is added digitally.
Yep.
Like, there'd be cars going every which direction in the movie, and you physically wouldn't even know that was put there by a computer. And, like, I don't know, there's a very fine line that I think it's fucking awesome that we can do that these days. And for certain things like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, huge, mad, because you can do a scene that makes you literally feel like you're in fucking Hollywood in the 60s. But, like, when it comes down to like an action scene that's meant for be in 2020, like, fuck your CG off and blow some shit up for real, because, like, people can still tell.
Yep.
I don't know if they're slowly dying out, us generation, but
and you can. Why wouldn't you want to blow something up?
Fuck yeah, man. It was fucking expensive, but it's so CG, to be honest. So.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, that's my little movie jam. I guess that's how
I guess.
Think on movies.
Yeah, cool. Well, I'm going to be the one here to be like, we're going to have to hurry up and do this soon at some point. I'm not saying now, just soon enough because I need to go to fucking work.
Well, yeah, it is 54. We're 54 minutes in, so
Yeah,
we're almost
so I
about
guess
now.
The follow-up from that I've got here is just the influencing side, like the music and the movies, actual influences and motivators that we watch at the moment, which is a pretty big part for me anyway. I know it is for yourself.
Yeah.
That's every night. I'll come home and I'll get home from work. I'll be making dinner or whatever, and music will be on. And then once I sit down to eat dinner, I like to have something on that I like to watch. And that's, I don't have TV. We've just got YouTube hooked up on the TV.
Yep.
So yeah, there's a whole bunch of people doing what we're doing, but around the world on different levels, bigger, smaller, and it's just sick to see and understand that it can be done, and heaps of other people are doing it. The likes of Ryan Taylor, bloody Scotty Kramer, Mike Malak. I don't like to name this name because people have got their thoughts on him because all they hear is about people talking about it from the news or whatever. But like Logan Paul, he carries Mike Malak. Just in certain ways.
I'll be the first one to say, like, I never really had much to do with fucking Logan and Paul at all until you sort of brought me in. Because I don't really give a fuck what anyone's doing, to be honest.
Yep.
Like, I couldn't give a fuck. But from everything that I've seen him, I haven't watched his old shit. I don't know how much of a wanker he used to be.
That's when he got his name as a wanker. 100%.
And like, I've heard all
now
that, but at the end of the day, like, I can straight up sit there and go, I'll watch fucking an hour and a half of that cunt vlogging, and I can relate to that dude more than anyone I feel like I can relate to in this life in general.
And to me, that's sick because I know that the thoughts you had on that dude, just in general, and this is, I guess, on people, but you had on him, you were like, oh, I've heard this and that, or whatever.
It was just
and it's not like you're going out to hear these things. What's he like? It was just like it's going on and it's getting around for sure. And I was watching him. There was times there where I watched YouTube fucking heaps when I was on the drugs, and that's all I'd do. Yep. Was just every day, every morning, I'd watch it. So I was watching him through his prime of growing through it all, and he was a fucking goose. He was a dick, but he was, with what he created, he was fucking sick and smart and onto it. Like, he was doing the shit we do now on the daily, but like huge as such, and the traction he was getting, the following he was getting, and the push, the drive and all that was just, I guess even then in those times for me was so good to have and watch, because it was just like, I was far from driven and pushing at that point, but it was like, oh, I want to, I can, I still can. And I guess that's why I'm now here doing it, because people like them, whether they're fucking idiots or not. Truth is, it's, if you can thrive off someone, fucking, and they can help, regardless of what other people say about them, fucking use them, because I can vouch that it works, and it's good to have that there. Yeah,
and like you need people that like motivate you and inspire you, because at the end of the day, chances are, truth be told, the people in your circle won't.
Yeah.
So like, you need that first little bit to go, fuck yeah, you can do this, and then keep them inspiring you in the background to keep your fucking focus going, because it's literally, you'll hit a point where the people around you won't support you. They don't give a fuck. They won't push it. They'll just be like, that's a dumb idea because it wasn't mine. Yes. You know what I mean? And like, there's people out there that are 10 steps ahead of that will just be like, dude, your idea's sweet, go fucking do it. Like, don't worry about what anyone fucking says. That's their shit. If you think you've got a fucking idea and you think it'll work, go fucking do it. Just take your time and fucking make it fucking happen. Don't think it's going to happen overnight or fucking all that shit. But I think I've sort of digressed a little bit here and gone off on the track. What was our initial fucking thing?
Just the influencers and motivators.
Influencers, because that was another thing because I had something else. I'd be a massive Gary fucking V, man. Gary V fucking definitely saved me to a point on like, just I always had this way of thinking, and I felt like no one ever even got me, let alone agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people were just like, you can't think like that.
Yep.
Well, I fucking do, and I will. And like, I shit you not, and it was only till like fucking 2 years ago, 3 years ago or something, I found, like I said, I went to a fucking accountant or whatever, and he's like, get one of these fucking books, fucking Gary V or whatever. I was like, all right, I get a fucking book. So I got the fucking book and was like, all right, fucking read no fucking book. I just go on his fucking socials and just been following his socials ever since. And like, literally, man, like that cunt just tells it fucking how it is. No fucking bullshit, no sugarcoat. At the end of the day, it is what it fucking is, and deal with it how it is. And like, fuck, man, like he's a huge sort of influencer at the moment.
For sure.
For me, like.
Definitely. And I think it's, for an influencer, for me, the biggest push, like my biggest one at the moment is Scotty Kramer, always has been, just on the YouTube channels, because it's what I fucking love, is riding bikes, and regardless of what it is, and it's what they do. But more to the point is how they've done it, gone about it, and there's no rule book for this. Well, there's no, this is how you do this filming thing and the YouTube thing, because it's so fucking new. And I'm all about it at the moment. We're both all about it, and it's so good to watch someone that is the first gen of this deal as such, that are pushing it to the extremes and to the points they're pushing it to, because it can show people like us, oh wow, like this is doable, or this is, it can be feasible enough. If I get to the point I want to be at, I'll be making enough money to make this just what it is, and this is what we do, and this is how, you know. And it's sick to, because regardless, I think I'd still have that mindset and want to do something like that if this wasn't a thing. If I was the first generation of it, I'd still push for it. But it's so good to have those people there to be like, oh fuck, see, they can do it, or it is like feasible, it can work.
You got people listen, people give a fuck about little things that a lot of the time you wouldn't even. If people like that didn't do it, you wouldn't have that.
Yeah.
Oh, I might do that, a video of my own that's similar to that. I've seen that. You know, I've got my own idea. I can teach someone how to do this because I know how to do that. Like, you know, these are, and like I think the biggest thing too, like with the whole YouTube thing, is like, you know, like the whole, it's all becoming a little bit of a like a teaching thing. Like YouTube is is going to be the next school. Like if you want information, like that's how you go there. You watch someone and they teach you how to do something, and next thing you know how to do it. Like, and you know, like that's,
and I guess
it's pretty sick.
The same deal, influencers and that side that we're talking is, but in the field we're in now, like doing the podcast thing, like Rogan's a big fucking one. Steve-O's a big one, like his new podcast he's got flowing. And these, we're not saying these are the best ones or whatever, I'm just saying like these are ones that I vibe on
we
and
relate to,
and they work in the sense of being a fucking motivation or an influencer. Doesn't matter what platform, it can be any platform, but there's always someone there that you look up to, get motivated from, or are influenced by. And like that, it's so good to know who you like in those fields, because it can be so fucking helpful. And at the click of a finger. It seems like it's fucking 8 o'clock at night for you, Shane.
I'm fucking
what the
got
fuck's
the yawns
going on, dog?
hard, man.
Snoozing,
I don't know.
huh?
I've just got that, like, and I've hit that, like, I think because, like, I've got up and sat down and done nothing. So, like, I'm, like, almost ready for bed again.
Yeah, you're crazy. Fuck that.
I know, so I need to get, well, we're pushing on fucking an hour too, so I think it's pretty
man,
much.
We've wrapped up pretty well on that one. Like, I think we've spoken pretty tightly on some things and some good informative things. So
hopefully we've learnt you or told some things.
Yeah,
hopefully it was
just a good
interesting.
Listen. Just a good enough listen that you can take something from it and be like, fucking good one, dudes.
On another note, you cold, Matt?
What do you mean? Why, man?
What are you wearing gloves for, man?
Oh, funny ass. I was waiting.
What, for an hour and 3 minutes?
Oh, maybe. Fuck ya. No, it was cold, man. It was the morning, it was cold, and these gloves are fucking sick. Fingered, fuck growing up, do fun shit gloves. They're fucking gold.
You've topped yourself here, Bushy. I'll give you that one, Cobb.
Yeah, so the people that can't see because you're listening and
fucking not bad.
Whatever, that's what's going on. That's what we're talking about. I've got gloves on, new fingered fist gloves, moto gloves. They're fucking dope.
Get on to Fish Fingered, everyone. Fish Fingered FMX. You know where they'll be on the Instagrams, on the Facebooks. Get on there and suss their shit out, because they're just the straight punk real shit, motherfucker. No one gives a fuck about that
punk
shit.
Rock, no fucking around.
Keeping it fucking real. Fucking
and Bushy, you're
riding
a legend.
2 strokes and fucking catching bass, mate. We don't give a fuck around here.
4 strokes for posties.
Fuck yeah. But alright, we're on to fucking minute 3. We've just ticked over a minute 4.
An hour 4.
That's...
Fuck yeah, Shano. Go to bed.
It's bedtime for me. I'm going back to bed. I ain't even printing shit today. But, fucking thanks for coming.
Thanks for listening.
Obviously, once again, just a little bit of livedifree.com. Go out there and get your bloody merch. Hook up some fresh shirts or some nice winter clothes for this freezy little shitty thing that's going on at the moment because it's fucking cold outside. That's why Schmidt's wearing gloves.
Yep.
We got all the hoods. Yeah, Patreon too. We got the Patreon/might die. You go in there and you can you can watch these on there. That's the only place you can watch the podcast is through Patreon. And yeah, you can also get a bloody t-shirt a month for $50 US, which can't go wrong. What a bargain, what a deal. We're coming on towards the end of the month as we speak, so that we're going to be sorting out a fresh one for the end of the month too. So if you are jumping on the Patreon, get on before the end of the month or you'll miss out on that month's. But anyway, Schmitto, you got anything to fucking say or what?
Not really, Shano. Not really, man, other than cheers for coming by, listening, watching on the Patreon, whatever you're doing it by. Get on the YouTubes, Might Die, fucking YouTube channel, subscribe, like, all that stuff. But other than that, Shano, not really. Just, it's time for me to fucking get off the couch and go to work, I think.
Fuck yeah.
Anxiety's real.
I need a fucking ciggy. Righto, let's fucking call it quits. Thanks for coming, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, everyone. Woo! Woo, woo! Fucking blew that out.
Might die!